Welcome to our Autism PD, Data Collection and IEP Goals, Data-Driven Decisions in Autism Classrooms. This on-demand professional development is presented by the Newark Public Schools Office of Special Education Autism Team and is part of the 2025-2026 OSC Autism Professional Development Series. This session is designed for autism teachers and focuses on using meaningful data to guide instruction, monitor IEP goals, and support data-driven decision-making in autism classrooms. As you begin, consider identifying one student in your class whose IEP data you review regularly, and also one student whose data review is inconsistent and you'd like to improve. Happy New Year! Welcome 2026. Each session in this series is designed to build instructional capacity, improve program quality, and strengthen data use across autism self-contained classrooms. All event links are also available on this slide. You can access all of the links in this presentation by accessing the slide deck version of this PowerPoint available in the Event Links document. Consider planning when and how this PD connects to your PLC or grade level planning time. This training was prepared by the Newark Board of Education Office of Special Education Autism Team, including Catherine Agurto, Autism Program Supervisor, Jennifer LaConte, Autism Teacher Coach, and Jennifer Mitchell, Autism Consultant. This team supports autism programming across the district through coaching, professional development, and instructional alignment. All autism professional development is aligned with the New Jersey Autism Program Quality Indicators Revised, or APQI-R. This session aligns specifically to Indicator 14.1, Data Collection on IEP Goals. This training builds on previous learning and focuses on tracking IEP goals, collecting usable data, and applying that data to instructional decision-making in autism classrooms. Use APQI-R Indicator 14.1 as a compliance and quality reference point during data reviews. This PD also aligns with the Newark Board of Education Strategic Plan, the next decade 2020 to 2030. The district emphasizes continuous learning and the strengthening of systems that support student services. Effective data collection is a foundational component of this work. Autism Program Quality Indicators Revised. Today, we are focusing on two indicators from the Autism Program Quality Indicators Revised, or APQI-R, which outline expectations for high-quality autism programming and consistent instructional practices across classrooms. These two indicators related to data-based decision-making are Indicator 11, Challenging Behaviors, emphasizes the development of classroom-based behavioral support systems, including the use of data to support positive student outcomes and guide instructional and behavioral decisions. Indicator 14, Progress Review and Monitoring, focuses on data collection related to IEP goals, progress monitoring, and ongoing review to inform instructional adjustments and, when appropriate, modifications to the IEP and instructional program. APQI-R 14.1 Data Collection on IEP Goals. This slide was selected from the previous Case Manager Autism Professional Development on data collection. And I'm sharing it here to show how your case managers can support you, the teachers, in the data collection on IEP goals. When writing IEP goals, they should be clear, observable, and written in measurable terms. Case managers can support teachers and paraprofessionals on consistent data collection practices, providing structured tools, digital or paper, for daily use. Your case manager or your autism specialist can also model and reinforce proper ABC and progress monitoring data collection. We can also review classroom data regularly for accuracy and fidelity and support you in doing so. Identifying patterns and trends to inform instructional strategies is key. Be sure to use the data to drive team discussions, and IEP progress reporting. Case managers can also advocate for resources and supports based on documented data needs. APQI-R 11.1 Class-Wide Behavior Support. This slide was also selected from the previous Case Manager PD. I wanted to ensure that you saw how your case managers can support you with class-wide behavior support. They can support teachers in establishing clear, positively stated classroom expectations, ensuring routines and procedures are explicitly taught and consistently reinforced, promoting the use of proactive strategies to prevent challenging behaviors, encourage consistent reinforcement systems, model the use of data for class-wide behavior trends, help you identify environmental triggers and adjust the setting as needed, collaborate with you, the teachers, to integrate visual supports and schedules for all students, and guide teams in aligning class-wide supports with individual IEP behavior goals. RethinkEd and BOE Autism Program supports. RethinkEd offers virtual and in-person training for all of our autism program administrative teams. Quarterly PLCs are scheduled with our supervisors and coaches. Teachers receive on-site coaching, a post-session forum, and a virtual debrief. Teachers are expected to use RethinkEd with 6 IEP goals to progress monitor: 2 math, 2 ELA, 1 SEL or life skills, and 1 behavior. As previously mentioned, weekly data must be entered into RethinkEd Data Express. Graphs and progress reports can be shared at IEP meetings. And case managers can also have platform access to review student data. RethinkEd is a key instructional and data collection tool used in NBOE autism programs to support instruction, aligned to student IEP goals. If you need additional support using RethinkEd to collect data on IEP goals, please connect with your autism specialist. Your autism specialist can provide direct support and, when needed, can also connect you with the RethinkEd consultant. Preparing RethinkEd lessons that are aligned to IEP goals allows students to actively engage in instruction while you collect meaningful mastery data during daily routines. This approach supports data-driven instruction without adding extra work. The video linked on this slide demonstrates how to align IEP goals to RethinkEd lessons. When you access the link, as you watch, think about how lessons alignment support both instruction and progress monitoring in your autism classrooms. Upon completion of this on-demand video, please go back to the slide deck and click on this link, the RethinkEd video, Aligning IEP Goals to Lessons, found on slide 10. Collecting data on students' IEP goals. Collecting data on IEP goals is a collaborative effort. Teachers maintain responsibility for instructional decisions, while paraprofessionals support data collection when clear guidance is provided. This teamwork ensures data is accurate, consistent, and centered on student success. Consider training your paraprofessionals on how to record data, but not how to make those instructional changes. On the slide, I have 2 examples of data collection forms and 2 links. One of them is for the anecdotal data collection form on the screen, and the other is a link for toilet training data information and a tracker. The RethinkEd data collection form is included in the links at the end of the presentation. Behavior data recording focuses on why data is collected, how it is used, and how teachers prepare to collect accurate and meaningful data within classroom routines. Anchor your data collection to routines that already occur daily. Why collect data? Data collection is not about compliance. It is about understanding your students. For students with autism, especially nonverbal or minimally verbal students, behavior, engagement, and responses are often their primary means of communication. Data helps us understand what students are communicating through their actions and participation. When collected consistently, data allows us to identify patterns, determine what supports learning, and make instructional decisions that prioritize student dignity, access, and progress toward IEP goals while engaging with district curriculum. If you aren't already tracking 6 goals in RethinkEd, choose one daily routine and one priority behavior or skill to track so data remains manageable and meaningful. Why collect data? Intentional data collection helps teams move away from assumptions and toward objective understanding. This is critical when supporting nonverbal students or students with complex communication needs. Formal systems such as ABC data help teams examine how communication supports sensory needs, task demands, and environmental factors impact behavior. Purposeful data supports collaboration with families and specialists and ensures decisions reflect the student's needs, not just observed behaviors. Review your data weekly and ask, what is the student communicating and how should instruction respond? How to prepare for data collection. Preparation begins with aligning instruction, behavior supports, and communication systems to the student's IEP goals. ABC data supports hypothesis development related to the behavior's function, while frequency, interval, and duration data require baseline information to understand starting points. This is especially important when students are accessing district curriculum with modifications and/or accommodations. data helps determine whether supports such as visuals, AAC devices, prompting, or task adjustments are effective. Consider writing the operational definition and accommodations directly on the datasheet, so all staff working with the student have the same understanding of the behavior being addressed. Narrative ABC data format. Narrative ABC data is particularly valuable for nonverbal or minimally verbal students because it captures contextual details that checklists may miss. This includes how communication supports were used, whether visuals were present, and how transitions or sensory demands impacted behavior. Narrative data provides insight into the student's experience and the barriers to access. Use narrative ABC data when behaviors change, escalate, or emerge suddenly. Structured ABC data format. Structured ABC data offers a sustainable way to collect information during busy classroom routines. This format supports consistency when multiple staff are involved and helps identify patterns related to instruction, communication demands, and environmental expectations while maintaining instructional flow. Use structured ABC data during transitions, group work, or independent tasks. RethinkEd ABC data form. The RethinkEd ABC data form supports consistent documentation of antecedents, behaviors, and consequences. When paired with instructional and communication data, it helps teams determine whether behaviors are linked to demands that are being placed, communication breakdowns, or access issues. This supports instructional adjustments rather than behavior-only responses. Assign one staff member per routine to ensure consistency and accuracy. Behavior data recording recap. Thus far, we have reviewed why data is collected, how it informs instruction, and how to prepare for effective data collection. These foundations ensure students have access to instruction aligned with their IEP goals and district curriculum, supported by appropriate accommodations and modifications. Pause here and identify one data method that you will consider using or strengthening. Frequency data collection. Frequency data measures how often a behavior occurs and is appropriate for brief, clearly defined behaviors. In autism classrooms, frequency data is often used for behaviors that interfere with instruction or access. When paired with communication supports, this data helps determine whether barriers to learning are being reduced. Do not use frequency data for behaviors that last more than a few seconds. Frequency data. Frequency data must be collected during consistent observation periods to be meaningful. Data should reflect instructional routines where district curriculum is being delivered with accommodations in place. Frequency data should support, not replace, progress monitoring toward IEP goals. Collect frequency data during the same instructional block each day. RethinkEd interval datasheet. Interval data estimates behavior occurrence during specified time periods and is useful for high-frequency behaviors. This method allows teachers to monitor engagement and participation during instruction without disrupting lessons aligned to district expectations. Use interval data during independent work or group instruction. Duration. Duration data measures how long a behavior or engagement lasts. For students with autism, this is especially useful for tracking stamina, attention, and task persistence. Duration data supports decisions about pacing, breaks, and instructional supports while maintaining high expectations. Use duration data to monitor engagement during academic tasks, not just behavior. Where do we take data? Data should be collected during natural classroom routines to ensure it reflects authentic student access to instruction. This helps teams determine whether accommodations and modifications are effective during real learning opportunities. Avoid creating separate data-only activities. As you can see, there are various settings and situations where we take data. In settings, we have the classroom, home, cafeteria, community, playground, or a virtual setting. Situations during instruction, transitions, at work, social situations, and free time. Baseline assessments data. Baseline data provides a clear picture of current performance and is essential for writing meaningful IEP goals. For nonverbal students, baseline data may include AACUs, pointing, eye gaze, task completion, or alternative response methods aligned with how the student communicates. Never revise an IEP goal without updated baseline data. RethinkEd percentage data sheet. Percentage data measures correct responses out of total opportunities and is commonly used in discrete trial and structured instruction. This method supports progress monitoring when opportunities and accommodations are clearly defined and consistently applied. Always document the number of opportunities alongside the percentage. Here we can see that the student has a goal in the RethinkEd platform, and the goal is the student will identify a specified quantity by pointing to the corresponding group within a larger set. And the mastery criteria is a minimum of 5 trials, scoring 80% across 3 consecutive sessions. And you can also see that this goal is an IEP goal and that it is also connected to the New Jersey State Learning Standards. Example of target behavior and data information in an IEP. Data collection must align directly with academic, communication, and behavioral goals written in the IEP. Keeping IEP goals as the priority ensures instruction and data collection support outcomes related to independence, communication, and learning. Match every IEP goal to a specific data tool. Remember, any interventions or strategies in the IEP would also be a part of the data collection used to inform a consultation request from the Office of Special Ed. Progress monitoring of reinforcement systems. Progress monitoring ensures reinforcement systems remain effective and responsive. Data should be reviewed regularly to determine whether reinforcers remain motivating and whether instructional expectations are appropriate for the student's current skill level. Remember, review your reinforcement data bi-weekly and adjust as needed. Here you see two examples of the token systems that are in place for learners. Links to data forms and templates. This slide includes links to commonly used data forms and templates that support IEP goal tracking, behavior monitoring, and instructional decision-making in autism classrooms. These tools are designed to support consistent data collection while reducing the workload on teachers and staff. Using one consistent data form per IEP goal to keep the data clear and easy to review. References and resources. This slide includes the references and resources that informed this professional development. These sources reflect evidence-based practices in data collection, behavior analysis, and autism instruction, and are provided to support continued learning and informed decision-making. Use these resources to support instructional decisions, consultation discussions, and IEP team conversations. Questions and feedback. Please take a moment to complete the questions and the feedback form linked on this slide. This link, as well as any of the other links, are available on the event links document, which will be shared with you so that you may access not only the recording, but the actual slide deck as well, so that you may click on all of the links that have been provided. Your feedback helps the Office of Special Education improve autism professional development and ensures future sessions are relevant and supportive of classroom practice. Complete the feedback form while the session is still fresh so your input reflects your classroom experience. Autism PD quiz, data collection and IEP goals. In the event links document or in the slide deck, click on the link below to complete the follow-up quiz. This quiz checks your understanding of data collection, behavior support, and IEP goal monitoring in autism classrooms. Select the best answer for each question. The short quiz and feedback form are required to receive 1 hour of professional development credit on the GROW platform. Thank you for participating in our Autism PD, data collection and IEP goals, data-driven decisions in autism classrooms. Your commitment to using data to support communication, behavior, and IEP goal progress helps ensure meaningful outcomes for students with autism. If you have questions or need support, please contact the Office of Special Education Autism Team. We have included the phone number and email for our main Office of Special Education, and also the name and emails of our autism team members. Don't forget to join our Autism Google Classroom, and more importantly, our new Schoology Autism Group. The access codes are provided on the slide. Once again, thank you so much, and have a great day.